By now, you have undoubtedly seen this video over and over and over again on social media. It seems that every fanboy on Twitter is posting this video as evidence that Tua Tagovailoa has mastered jiu-jitsu and has licked the problem he had with falling awkwardly. Except for one big thing. It's absolutely not true. Not only is it not true, you aren't even allowed to ask questions as to what the hell's going on here. It's almost like a Russian or Chinese propaganda campaign that they are just pushing down people's throats. It's been on Pat McAfee's feed or his show today. It's been on just about every YouTuber there is. They've put it out there saying, he did it. He's figured out how to make sure that he falls correctly. And whatever you do, don't ask any questions. You are forbidden to ask any questions about what is going on. So let me preface this. Number one, I am a fan of the Dolphins. Number two, I'm a fan of Tua Tagovailoa. And number three, I am never, ever going to be a fanboy that just accepts things as it is. If you're following me, if you're watching my videos, you know I like to call it as it is. Nothing else. What the absolute facts are, that's what I want to talk about. I want people to explain things if they put something out. Don't do that on Twitter. If you do that on Twitter, you get attacked because they don't have an explanation. You're supposed to just accept what's being said by the peanut gallery and have no questions whatsoever. I don't work that way. I've never worked that way. That's not how I'm wired. If I see something, I'm gonna ask a question. Doesn't mean I'm not a fan. Doesn't mean I want the kid to get injured. It's because something doesn't make sense. And when it doesn't make sense, you raise your hand and ask a question. But you're not allowed to when you're asking questions about Tua Tagovailoa. So I want you to check this out real quick. This is a post that Tua's trainer put out, the guy who also attacks everybody who questions him, but actually he put out this tweet. And here's the tweet. In only 4 series of football in preseason, Tua has demonstrated 3 different breakfall techniques that he's been working on since April. It's honestly amazing what practice and dedication can accomplish. This learned skill is such an incredible asset, not only to him, but everyone. I highly recommend all contact athletes to take mixed martial arts classes, especially jiu-jitsu. PSA, these men in the videos below are not his instructors, just video examples for context. And he shows basically some guys in here doing throws and basically rolling over and doing different things. But the problem is, you're not allowed to question that. You're not allowed to say, well, wait a minute. I just can't take your blanket declaration. I never would. Who the hell are you to tell me, hey, listen, you just got to accept it. It's amazing. Everything's fine. Now, here's the problem. There's actual video evidence that you can post to the contrary and say, point of order, can you explain this shit? Can you explain what happened here? Because it doesn't seem to jive with what you're out here posting. So today, after he posted this, I posted this. Why is everyone trying to sell this so hard and in doing so completely omit the other video where Tua Tagovailoa falls hard? And then you bring up the other video and they wholeheartedly attack. I could show you on my Twitter feed, these people just went absolutely nuts on me for even asking the question. Is there no answer for that beyond vitriol and ad hominem attacks? Serious question. Nobody's going to answer. Not going to happen. Not going to get an answer. Not from Nick Hicks, not from any of the fans, not from the other YouTube channels. You have to accept it as is, and that's it. But that's just not how I'm wired, man. I have a question. Have you seen the other video? I know most of the people watching my videos aren't on Twitter, but have you seen the video I'm talking about? Let me show it to you. First, this is the video that everybody out there is showing. They're showing this video as evidence that Tua has completely learned how to fall. We don't have to worry about anything else. He's got this licked. Barry, you're just being a Debbie Downer, and you're not understanding that his jiu-jitsu has allowed that to happen. Stop being such a Debbie Downer. But they never show you this video. Now raise your hand if you've seen this video. This video is of Tua Tagovailoa chasing down that bad snap early in the game. And as he comes back, the snap is over his head, he loses complete body control and face plants. Completely face plants. Does that look like someone who's got his body under control and understands jiu-jitsu? That's what I've been trying to ascertain from everybody. Just look at the video. And people are like, oh no, it's not the same. What do you mean it's not the same? Did you see how hard he banged his head? Did you see that he could have gotten a concussion right there by himself? Boom, he banged his head. No one is supposed to talk about this video. You can see it over and over and over again, and you can see him completely faceplant. Now, I've known a lot of martial arts guys in my life, a lot. I took Taekwondo, as I've said, as a younger guy. You're telling me that's someone who's experienced in jiu-jitsu, who just runs backwards and completely faceplants? And then I had somebody tell me, well, he wasn't really thinking about it. He was trying to recover the ball. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not instinctive to him. None of this is instinctive yet. The other one, he may have, it's figured out what to do, but falling face first into the grass and banging your head tells me the jiu-jitsu hasn't taken hold fully. And so I ask questions. I'm like, okay, so if that other video that everybody's showing is proof and indicative that Tua now understands what he's supposed to do, if that's what he's supposed to do, tell me what's going on here. Tell me how a faceplant is indicative of somebody who knows what they're doing with jiu-jitsu. That's my only question. But you're not even allowed to ask it. That's where the problem is. I'm not just somebody who's just gonna go along with the flow. I'm just not someone who's gonna look the other way and just accept every answer that's given to me. That's just not how I'm wired. And it was funny, as I was getting all this crap today and I saw what people were saying, I saw this video from Stephen A, and it says so much about how I feel in dealing with some Dolphins fans on Twitter. Check this out.
It doesn't mean that my demonstrative and bombastic tendencies ain't gonna come rearing through. It's who the hell I am, and I'm not apologizing for it.
And that's exactly, I'm not Stephen A. I'm not even approximating myself as Stephen A-like, but it's the same in regards to dealing with these people on Twitter. I'm gonna ask the questions. I may seem bombastic, but I'm gonna tell you what the hell I'm thinking, and I'm gonna ask the hard questions.
And I never will. But I think it's important to bring up because it's some people in the blogosphere trying to pass themselves off as media, along with others who quite frankly just ain't shit.
I see it all the time. Stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm the big shit, but what I am saying is you guys out there can say anything you want on Twitter. It's completely unfiltered. But as soon as you get called, and I don't mean called on, as soon as you get asked a question, you don't respond. You completely attack. That's all they know how to do. They can't have a substantive discussion. It's, oh, you're a clown. Oh, you delete your account. Oh, you're an F in this. You're an F in that. Can you answer the question? Why did Tua's trainers say that everything was so great on those other plays, and then everybody omit the play where he did a faceplant? Can anyone even answer that? Why can't they answer that? And that's what I see over and over again.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth. You could call it jealousy, you could call it envy, you could call it a whole lot of things.
Now, me personally, I do think there's a little bit of jealousy involved. You see, Everything I do, I try to do and bring as much information as possible. I don't want to have a dictatorial relationship with people who watch my videos. I want you to have a two-way street. Tell me what you're thinking. And then if I have a question, I'm going to ask you that question. And I expect as an adult, you're going to be able to provide an answer. Hey, tell me why Tua did so good here, but then face planted here. Simple question. Nobody wants to answer. In fact, they don't even want you putting that other video out there. Shh, don't even put it out there. To me, that's not being media-like. That's not putting out a standard that you have to uphold to.
FAME. Acronym for fanatics. Essentially, in a lot of people's eyes. You get passionate about the world of sports, and that's all you're doing.
Yeah, that's all they're doing. They're so fanatical. They're so passionate about Tua that they have no objectivity whatsoever. None.
But these folks that have this desire and this anxiety or this anxiousness towards capitulating to that noise, nah, we're not doing that on First Take.
And I ain't doing it here. He ain't doing it on First Take, and I ain't doing it here. I am not just about to bow down and capitulate. I'm going to ask questions. If you don't like it, don't watch these videos. Because I have questions. Being a fan doesn't mean you lose all objectivity that everything that team and every single player does has to be the right way. Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen here. Not as long as I'm making videos, I'm asking questions. Because I think some of you actually want to know.
We gonna be who we are. Day number one.
Now, this is what really irks everybody. They see things on Twitter and they don't understand on YouTube, but none, and I mean none, of the YouTubers that these people follow, their numbers aren't even close to mine. And I thank you for that. Not even close. I mean, even one of the guys who's supposedly been around for 5 or 6 years, my numbers double his. I just started this channel last May, early June, and I just had my first 1 million view month, which isn't a lot compared to some YouTubers, but I was just talking about the Dolphins. Their numbers, I'm killing their numbers, and they hate that. And I'm sure a lot of this is based on jealousy.
All of these folks talking. What exactly is it that we're doing that's such a crime?
Exactly. What am I doing that's such a crime against Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins? I'm asking questions. I'm being objective. I'm trying to give people who watch me actual answers. And they don't want you to have those answers. They don't want you to even ask the questions. There's something seriously wrong with that.
That we're passionate and we're a little bit loud with it. That from occasion we tend to scream.
Now, while I don't scream, I can be somewhat arrogant and obnoxious because I have a foundation of knowledge, and I'm going to ask you a question, and when I ask you the question, almost like a lawyer, I'm pretty much going to follow it up with the answer that I already expected. So when I ask someone, hey, listen, why didn't Tua use his jiu-jitsu, do a tuck and roll when he was trying to pick up that fumble? Why did he completely face plant? Don't ask that question. You're a hater.
Don't we laugh? Don't we joke around? Don't we hug one another? Don't we have a good time? Is it not entertaining? The audience says so.
Yep, and by the numbers I get, you guys are telling me you want me to continue to be that way. You don't want me to be some of these other guys that does nothing but basically nuzzle up to the crotch of Tua Tagovailoa and some of the players. I'm going to give you the actual data. I'm going to give you the actual story, and I'm going to ask the pertinent questions, and you can always count on that.
I'm sitting here in front of y'all right now. Once again, I ain't bragging. I'm just giving you facts.
Nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. And I think that's what bothers them the most, is because as I'm talking to you and I'm asking these questions, I'm just bringing facts. And they can't take it. It drives them absolutely nuts. You're not supposed to ask questions. So I'm done with it. I am going to continue doing what I do and what I do best. If people don't like it, that's too bad. But in any event, you tell me why Tua face planted on that play and why they ignored it and omitted it everywhere on Twitter and social media to just show you the ones where they're trying to assume that he did well with jiu-jitsu. I'm not making it up. It's right there in front of you. You can absolutely see it. Not hiding it. This isn't doctored. I blew it up a little so you could focus on it, but you can absolutely see Tua completely lose bodily control and slam his face into the grass. And nobody, you can ask around, nobody wants to confront this and say, what the hell did I just see? What the hell did I just watch? Why is nobody wanting to discuss that? I've coached football for a lot of years. I played football for a lot of years. I have never seen somebody face plant on a fumble recovery. Never seen it. So maybe you've seen it. Maybe you can reach back in the annals of your mind and say, oh, I remember when I was in midget football, Jimmy Jones face planted. Tell me you've seen an NFL player anywhere that has face planted like that, who is supposedly now well-versed in jiu-jitsu and has learned how to tumble and do different things so as that doesn't happen. Do you realize right then and there, I guess we should be happy about this, that could have been a concussion. Then when the guy jumps on him, that could have been concussion. Luckily, and thank God it wasn't, but that's not good. That's not good at all. And I'm tired of people not wanting to ask the questions, and I'm tired of people not wanting to answer the questions that are asked to them. Here, I'm going to continue to be me, and me means I'm asking the questions. If people want to unsubscribe, because every single week I am going to look at film and I'm going to pull things out, the good and the bad. Applause when warranted, criticism when warranted. Either way, I'm going to be truthful. So we can talk a lot more about this tomorrow on Tua Tuesday. Just go ahead and click here and be notified when I go live. But we're going to be talking about this over and over again as to why people can't be adults and actually discuss what they're seeing in video. Talk to you soon. Fins out.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?